job, buddy. You run right there.
Good evening, Internet, or good morning, good afternoon, depending on whereabouts in the world you are. It is the No Toad Racing League on the No Toad Racing Network. We've got the same old points, and no, this isn't from last season, but you'd think it after winning 10 of the 12 that Davey Hendricks would, do the exact same thing and come out and fire off and win at Kansas and be sitting on the top of the points. But we're not at Kansas anymore, Dorothy. We're at Bristol. And along with Bristol comes a man that may very well be able to sit Davey into, maybe second place. I don't know if he's going to be able to park him anywhere beyond that because, Davey's just kind of the man. Davey is also not a short tracker, as he puts it. But we've got some points to look at. We have got some guy in the 45 car sitting in second. Of course, there's a lot of ties, first race. Let's take these for what they are. This is, the way we finished the last race. We got Jacob Klinkart. We got Kreidler. We got Campbell and Malarkey there with a tie. We got Crutchley in 7th. We got Benish and Goff in a tie. Kendall Kerr's all by himself in 10th. Kyle's in 11th. They're tied with Marty. Just as you look on down the road there, this is where it finished. This is how them points work. You just got to keep stacking them up as you go on week by week on down the schedule. But the Bristol Bash 200, the 500-lap race, will be racing for 15 hours straight. No, not really. We're at Bristol, baby. And who don't like Bristol? I don't like Bristol. Honestly, I love watching Bristol. I just can't necessarily say I have the greatest time getting around it. Kind of makes me feel funny. Practice is getting over, and there is Mr. Kyle Gretsch. Most of you know him because it's like, hey, it's that guy that just disappeared from the screen. But that's only one of his many talents. Some of his other talents are getting ready to go qualifying, which is what everybody's getting ready to do. Some of the faster guys were, of course, Skylar Carnes, who was some of the faster boys. Take a quick look here. Weather-wise, we're at 83 degrees, track temp 86. So basically, nice cool night. Just going to be trying to get the rubber to bite into that concrete surface. And, Bristol do Bristol things. We will probably spend a fair amount of time under caution tonight. Which means that, I'm going to get bored and, That's not the 88, that is the 38. And that's the new and improved number for Mr. Davey Hendricks. So that may be something to watch, boys and girls. And that's the 45 Canadian Tire Mobile, driven by Al Corey. I mean, surely I can't jinx even qualifying, can I? Maybe? I don't know. I guess anything's possible. I kind of thought he was going to drive into the end of pit wall there, and I was like, okay, confirmed that I absolutely, positively can actually just take him out at will. Hopefully not. So we've got a little bit of qualifying left. Most of everybody is finishing up now. I got 16 times on the board. Looks like we've got about 21 entrants, so we've got plenty to fill up the wreckers and fill up everything. And while we got just a minute, I will give anybody fair warning. If for some odd reason we just disappear, the magic of iracing, we can drive with questionable weather. And the broadcast booth is sitting kind of almost dead center of questionable weather theater tonight. So I've got storms in the area. They're fairly severe. Had a couple tornado warnings pop up already. I'm more worried about, power outage, something like that. So if we do disappear, give it a couple minutes, if power comes back on, try and come back in and pick it back up. Or, if I'm mid-sentence and stop, connection issue somewhere. But it sounds like supposedly we'll have another half hour, an hour till it really is supposed to ramp up. And we'll keep an eye on the radar, and we'll just we'll watch that. It won't affect the racing, but it may affect the stream. Which that's a odd sentence, and taken out of context just sounds even weirder. We know how much I like out of context theater. So we have got we've got some speeds, and I'm gonna say that I did not do anything to that 45 car. He's sitting in third. Let's see if we can get some grid information to come up yet. We might not. So we're not going to be set yet. We see a paltry Bristol night race crowd. These digital people really should have brought their A game, and this is like their D- game. These digital people really ought to be ashamed of themselves. And whoever didn't paint their pit boxes, look at all them red with that lime green. That's the default pit box. You don't ever leave that. Nothing on the planet has that paint scheme. Yeah, no, it doesn't. I was going to try and make a case for Ross Chastain. I can't do it. But I guess we're looking, is that underneath a overhang? Well, that'd be a terrible seat to have. Sure wouldn't want that one. There's a great shot of the Sunoco racing fuel, which we don't particularly use. We're running electrics. The Geico restart zone is not in use tonight. We are go on green on the initial start. We are go on leader from that point on. Also, Bristol, home of 2 pit roads. We do it single pit road style. So the exit of turn 1, and then not turn 2. So I'm talking the exit of turn 1, where 1 turns into 2 about midway. That's where you're going to need to be all the way down, because that's where that commitment cone is. So realistically, you need to turn down onto the flat while you're getting into turn 1 to be able to make pit road. But then you have to go all the way down the backstretch and all the way through 3 and 4, and then all the way back up to the front stretch to pit. And then you go back out and you exit at the exit of turn 2, where it turns into the back straightaway. Look at that! Sitting on the pole, Skylar Carnes. It lives, it makes an appearance, and it sits on the pole. Outside's Kyle Gretsch. Al Corey starting third. Terry Brooks in fourth. Matt Piracini in fifth. Al Dixon, one of the OGs, just had a birthday a couple days ago, sitting there in sixth. John Kreidler got himself a seventh place starting position. Mike McCuskey in eighth. A.J. Benish hanging out in ninth with Jacob Klinkhart in 10th. Got Sarge in 11th. Got Marty Rogers in 12th. Scott Kelly in 13th. John Campbell, Aussie, down there in 14th. When he hears this, he'll say, oi, oi, oi. I have faith. The Nodge, the man with fans, starting 15th. Jason, Sticky Fingers, don't call me Johnny Benson, in 16th. I got to lay off all the nicknames for him. Alex Goff in 17th, the tastiest car on the track. James Lawson starting in 18th. Willie Whitaker 19th. Davey Hendricks starting 20th. And starting shotgun on the field, Marshall Harris. Oh my. Oh my. This is going to be something. So lap 1 of 200. And yeah, that's the 200 part of the Bristol Bash 200. And as the radar picks up another warning, we're going to be making one more pace lap to get around here, and hopefully it stays far enough off that we get this in here tonight, guys. I really hope we don't drop out in the middle of it. But the Bristol Bash 200, second race of season 23 for the No Toad Xfinity Race League, is about to start. Get on down here. We got Kyle, still got his crazy drawing, sexy wall trip. And Skyler is going to take him on green. We've got green, and off we go. Skylar Carnes taking the lead into one. Kyle's going to run up on the high side. that's how we're going to lead out lap 1 with them. And they are going to fight amongst themselves here. Kyle's going to take to the high side. Skylar's going to stick to the PJ1 on the low side. Going to take a quick flip through here and see in the back that everybody is going to do a little seesawing, a little, whoa, man. Ooh, clean cart in the 5 and slider in the 33 there. Looked like they were going to get it. Oh, but instead, there goes the neighborhood. You know, I heard somebody on the wall, and I just was hoping that it was just a little pink, and that was all it was going to be. This appears to have started off the nose of the 27. Here's Sarge's view. Right off the nose. And everybody's going to pile up. See Kyle. Oh, Kyle was down low and just lost it. Tried to keep it turned down underneath Skylar. And, oh, McCuskey gets into Kyle. Sarge gets in. Woof. Well, all right then. Let's see the sticky fingers view of this. Everybody's going to be piled up. It's Bristol, baby. There's nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. And there, man, Sarge took a wall up, didn't he? And it's also showing that Slider took one. And now why is it not showing me what I'm looking for really is Kyle. So we may have to do this the hard way here. We may have to actually just rewind him, which, I mean, I just don't like doing that, but if we're going to see what happened, I think this is what we're going to have to do, is make a couple backwards laps. Say wee, everybody. Wee! We're going to go up top here, and we'll get a view and see what we get. Yeah, yep, just lost the tail. Tried to correct her, come up, and there's, yeah, I mean, that's at that point, that's just what happens. Everything fills up. Well, sugar, as my grandpa would say. So we're gonna take into account here. Kyle has got a little something nifty going here. He has got Christopher Busher. He's got a pair of autographed race gloves that he was talking about wearing tonight. Kyle, it might be a good idea to take them off, because maybe the change won't do you good. But anyway, I mean, that's extremely cool. I mean, if nothing else, that's really cool to have those. Maybe I wouldn't listen to me about actually using them. And we're going to head back under green here. Get them whipping around. We've still got Skylar out front because that's what Skylar do. See? Skylar says goodbye. Skylar leaves the world behind so often in these races. See here, there's Clink Art. He's going to try and come up here and try to steal a spot from Slider. May work, may not. See how that's going to go. Tight quarters, man. It is so tight quarters here. There technically is a high, medium, and low line at Bristol, but not really. It's more than anything, you really kind of get a little further up towards the wall and really ride that momentum. But, I mean, the middle looks like that's at least working for Blake. Getting up there a little bit higher than everybody else without actually having to go all the way to the wall. But he's putting some distance between himself and Kreidler, coming up around the high side or after. The middle may be the fastest place to be right now. Christopher Harris is already showing out. Man, that's a quick exit. the Hoopties.com number 5 Chevrolet is leading got its Xbox kicked in 99 from John Kreidler. Back of that thing has got some aero working with it there. Man, looks like it backed it into a pole somewhere. Maybe these need the digital camera in the back like the next gens have. I'm going to hop on here. Let's steal a ride off the back of Al Corey's car. The NTRL Canadian Tire Mobile. Watch Davey try and work around Kreidler here. And there's Fast Repair. Kyle has worked his way back up here already, back up to 8th. So now they're just having to be careful and really need to avoid any further wrecks, which it's only 17 laps in. There's going to be more wrecks. Just got to try and make sure and keep them clean, and if not, avoid as much damage as you possibly can. But you see there, that low line, keeping her stuck right around the base. That's really the best way to do it. And for somebody who's not much of a short tracker, Jumpman is catching up to Rafter, who is a short tracker. Davey says honk. Rafter says who's there. Davey says, please let me by. It's really early in the race. Rafter says, I'll think about it. They say this very loudly because it's loud in the race cars. Plus, we are not all in the same room, so we got to really yell if we want other people to hear us. Meanwhile, Piracini and Klinkart are honestly just holding the group up. That's part of the problem here. Everybody's not able to run the speed that they want to run, and this is a well-known problem. This is a problem at Bristol. So now Al's going to go up and think about taking a 3 wide, decides that's really not something he's interested in, and I don't blame him. But we got 5 cars under a blanket, probably an Afghan, rainbow, kind of like Kyle's car. That they are letting Kreidler work his way back in, and he's bringing Dixon with him. That would be Slider. They're just slowly creeping back in here. This is how the old chrome horn gets used. And for those of you that are not ancient like some of us, bumpers on cars used to be metal, and they used to be shiny metal called chrome. And it was fun to get up behind somebody and you just tapped your chrome bumper to their chrome bumper, and you could send the message of move it or I'm going to move you. And nowadays with the rubber and plastic, the message just kind of goes thud, where you used to have a more satisfying kind of a clank. And since now you've learned that and burnt some laps, we are going to jump on. We're going to jump on here with Kyle, and we're going to look out the back because look at this mess. We have company. Kelly has caught him. JC has caught him. I think that maybe Marty Rogers back there had caught him. We had a display depart from us early, so I've got a newer, honestly, really nice display. It's smaller, and I'm old, and I can't see the cars quite as good on it now that I get to do this live. I have to cheat and use the scoring. Pop back around here. Pop back on with Kreidler. And there's just former birthday boy. The Coke, 0 sugar. All the Coke, none of the sugar. Something like that. I think there's some Coke in there somewhere. I believe that, I think that Kyle's car has been dubbed the clown shoe. They're not wrong. As soon as I read that, yeah, that actually makes perfect sense. Like, yeah, come to think, those gloves don't match. Kyle, the gloves need to match. You really shouldn't be doing that. That's probably the thing you're doing. Well, how the turntables have turned. Now we got 7-Up and donuts. That is not a good combination. especially with Coke Zero. There's going to be a turf war here real quick. We got Goff and the Aaron's Dream Machine back there. Scott Kelly is flying high with the Air Force. Where does the Air Force eat donuts? I don't know if they do. They might. But we have got us just a wad of cars, and you know how wads of cars end up. They usually end up in a wad. We'll see. We'll see what we end up with there, because somebody will end up getting impatient, or somebody will have a little wiggle. Next thing you know, boop. But it's a good battle. I definitely will give them that. We definitely got us a battle. Like 8 cars. This blanket, this Afghan, Grandma has been knitting on it. It has now been extended. It is now 8 cars big. And there we go. $33.99. It's a wreck of the double numbers. The 22 gets into it. Yahtzee. Oh, Sarge. Oh, man. Somebody blew a motor. Okay, Alan Dixon, Mike McCuskey, Gary Sargent, Willie Whitaker, Mike McCuskey, John Crutchley, Skylar Carnes, James Lawson, Jason Benson, Matt Piercini, Terry Brooks Jr. all just crashed, according to scoring. So there's that. And just because there's 12,000 different replays, I'm going to give you this. That's the thing I use for a replay that we do on ARCA cars. So this is Terry Brooks. Let's see what he's got going on here. Well, you can hear him. You can just hear everybody and their dogs blowing up. Man, well, that is the most not wrecky wreck I've ever seen. And saying the same with Piercini, and I was pretty sure Matt was behind Terry Brooks, and he is. Didn't see him wreck either. Let's see what happened to Benson. We have to move through these pretty quick here, I think. We got a lot of these to go. Pace lap by quickly. All right, Sticky Fingers, what happened? All right, there we can hear everybody breaking and blowing up and some fire out the pipe. That does not appear to be much anything. That there, Skyler. We just saw James. He was stopped. I am going to take this. The issue is going to be everybody who stopped is shown as crashed. All right, so let's ride on here. Get on here. Think what's going to happen. Come down a little. Yep, that's all she wrote. Yep, and everybody else didn't. So that was the totality of the wreck there, folks. Everybody else just stopped to avoid it. Boy, Sarge may be in trouble with repair work. I'm not sure if he's got anything left, man. I think that was both of them have managed to land him. It's like he is sitting there with a gyrating, bumping up and down car, and his pit crew seems to be confused as to what happened, which, I mean, that's Bristol. That's normal. They're discussing it. Not assigning blame. They're just disappointed. They're not angry. That one guy's arm itches. Maybe these guys used to be on Clint Boyer's crew. All right, Sarge's going to take that, what's left of the car, out and see if he can get everything rolling back in the direction that it should be rolling back in. The clown shoe is leading the show. That is a great description of that. Skyler lurks on the outside. Brooks lurks in third. Piercini hanging in fourth. There's our points leader, Mr. Hendricks, in fifth. Some guy in the 45 in sixth. Cleancart, Rogers, Benish, Campbell. Rounding out top 10 on this restart. And they'll be coming around with Kyle will be in control of this. He will go when he wants to, and he wants to go now. Skyler says, "Oh, not so fast, young one." Coming back around on the high side. They're going to be side by side, and I haven't mentioned this trip here. Skyler lives pretty close to the Speedway. I'm not so sure he doesn't sneak in and like walk around it at night. To say he knows Bristol is a horrible understatement. There goes the 23. Terry Brooks. Oh, whoa! Who was that upside down? We got problems. All right, HD finish. Holy monkeys, that got big in a hurry. That's what she said. So he's going to come around here, little man in the boat. We'll get looped around. Somebody was upside down. All right, so there's... Oh, is that... Oh, Goff! Holy cow! Goff's like, I hear that there's a wreck. Hold my beer and watch this, everybody. Holy... This was awesome. I mean, sorry about your car, but that was awesome. More problems, bigger problems, more problems. Hey, Macarena. Whee! Oh, last time I saw a flip like that, it was in a 34. That was amazing. Thank you, Goff. Now he's just hanging out. He's going to take a nap. He's going to lay there, be sad. See where JC ends up in this. I can tell you quite confidently he stays on the ground. Oh, Nod. Man, that was awesome. That was so awesome. All right, so everybody else, let's watch Goff again from the outside because that was cool. That was so cool. I don't think he realizes, but I think that was the wrong scheme and definitely the wrong track. They flipped one of those, but it was at Texas. And it was the car tomorrow, but, I mean, whichever. That part doesn't particularly bug me. But, man. Living your dreams sky high with Aaron's. Oh, man, that was cool. All right, let's go back to see what I missed while I've been watching this a million times. Who's out front? Well, children, be Matt Piracini. We were almost a quarter of the way through this thing. You guys are that close to being through with me. But, I mean, come on. That was awesome. Don't tell me it wasn't. I know awesome when I see it. And Goff's flip was pretty sweet. So we're going to take a moment. We're going to reflect on what just happened. I'm going to roll around here and just let everybody get caught back up. Davey Hendricks is back up into second. Get them double back up. The lights are still on the pace car. Come back around here. We're doing some weather checks because I'm watching, well, my area and some family a couple hours north that has a difficult time with weather maps for some reason. But our stuff is starting to come in, so just on the off shot that all of a sudden I do disappear, I apologize preemptively, but we're just see if we can't just move on through here. I'm going to have one more around the way to go here. Michael McCuskey in the chat says, I love Bristol. I would like to finish there one day. And Piracini says, later, playa. And he's off. Off like a herd of turtles in a snowstorm into one. And he's got Davey, I win everything, Hendricks stalking him. Stalking's what I'm going to use there. I've thought about it, and then I decided that, we're going to go with stalking. Anyway, look at this. Mr. I am not a short tracker. Just went and took the lead at Bristol. How you know that kind of stuff? That was quick. All right, Davey. How is it that you're just going to go hanging out here and see if we can get a little wider shot here and get them both in? Because, man, he is gone. You don't sit there and try and pretend that you don't know how to do that and take off like that. I don't believe you. Calling something with it. I don't know what, but I'm definitely calling something. Let's see here. We're going to do a quick move, and I'm going to bring myself in. We're going to do this, and we're going to bring in a second pair of lips for you to have to listen to. If we can go here and get these guys moving around, all nimbly bimbly. They look like they're playing with a ball of string. They look like I want a saucer of milk. Come on, meow, we're racing. And apparently the the tower graphic apparently just was like, we're Bristol, we're probably under caution, and then it realized better. So I was trying to look through for damaged cars. I have no idea, just none. So we're just going to assume half of them's still fairly wrecked because they're not got to be, and that's may actually be a little short of an assessment. There is Rafter. That's why he's so fast. He has no rear spoiler. Admin hacks. We're going to black flag him. Davey Hendricks is up 19 positions on the race. Just be by note, who cares? He's up 19 positions because, I don't know, maybe he's got admin hacks too. Could be. All right, we have got, the door has creaked open and it has silently closed. Let's see if we can hear who else we got in the TGH lobby with us. John, are you there? Oh, it looks like he may not be. Let's see if we can fix this thing here real quick. Oh, we might not. I'm gonna just try to make this where I can just talk to him without pushing my button down. That may not work either. All right, so we've got John in and working on it. And hey, what do you know? We got caution number 4. Let's see who the 85 victims of this one are. It is telling me that Mr. Goff has crashed. I don't think I believe that Goff has crashed because he's not on the track. All right, so that's weird. All right, lap 63 of 200. Field is back underneath the pace car, making some slow laps, just hanging around. We've got the little man of the boat working around. He is making his way around to catch back up and get a lap back is AJ Benish. So we're going to have what appears to be 14 on the lead lap. See if we get any takers on pit road. No, it looks like not. All right, so we're all right, we're going to see if we can get in and get settled here while we're under caution. We're going to see if we can have ourselves set to actually make noise in here so everybody can hear it. I'm going to try and get into... We're going to try and get you guys a co-host. That's what we're trying to get in here, and then we're going to see if we have got John here while we're underneath caution. We're just going to fly around room to room until we figure this one out. Mr. John, are you in here with us? Yes. Sure sounds to me like that's a no. And that's sad. So we're going to be coming back around. Getting the one to go here. Still got some twinkling Christmas lights on the top of the Christmas car out in front here. That's about what it looks like.
I am cautiously here with one to go.
Right on time. So, other than the clown car, what do you think of this tonight? I think the cautiously may have left your being here.
Well, I'm just very glad that this is not an aero track tonight, because lots of people don't seem to have much aero left.
Yeah, Raptor actually has removed his rear deck lid and spoiler. Other than being a spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure that's illegal to have that on the track. And Davey is going to take off for the green, and he's going to leave Skyler in the dust for once.
Not a short track guy on my left foot.
That's kind of what I was thinking. We've got Davey running all over Discord of, oh, yeah, I don't short track. And then we've got Skyler, who pretty much lives and breathes for Bristol Motor Speedway. And Davey's taking off here and, quite honestly, just flat holding him off.
Well, if there's one person that can be faster at this track than Skylar Carnes, I imagine it would be Davey Hendricks. I am a little shocked that he doesn't have a Hendricks Motorsports scheme on that Supra.
He might have thought about it and then thought better of it. But yeah, that's we have pretty well learned that Davey in general is just cream of the crop, and we know from just a ton of past race experience that there's not a whole lot faster than Skyler, especially when it comes to Bristol or short tracks.
This is going to be a really terrific shootout tonight between the two of them and Kyle working to catch up.
Yeah, we've got a wide shot here, and we've got a track map that will pop up just to show the gap. That I think a sizable margin already after only having about 5 laps under green. Them 2 leaders have checked out on everybody, so Kyle's really going to have to kick it into like ultra high gear to try and get this made back up.
Counterpoint, he's already in 7th.
Well, but 7th crossing the line, and you got the leaders heading into turn 2, and 14 and a half second laps. That gap gets real big real quick around here. Not that we won't have 5 more cautions for the end of it, I guess.
Well, that's what I was wondering when the first caution came out, was had Kyle actually caught up to the back of the field in 7 laps?
Yeah, he just about did.
Those guys had checked out.
Yeah, well, and that's what we were looking at there at the beginning, was you get anybody that isn't quite as fast as anybody behind them, and it's still Bristol, it's still hard to pass, and everybody just kind of stopped. And man, I don't know if you heard that, but that was a house rattle and thunder. But it really kind of checked everybody up, and we ended up with like 8 cars all just within about 2.5 tenths, just wadded up and couldn't get away from each other. Then shockingly we had a wreck.
Yep, it was a spectacular wreck on the stream.
That honestly may have been my favorite wreck ever. That rivaled some of the 34 wrecks that we've seen around here.
Some of the 34 wrecks that I've been in. This is a wonderful super speedway for the 34 legends. And Kyle Gretsch in the 27 car is already up to 4th position.
Yes.
He's running down Mr. Parasini.
He is. And when it comes time to go out and get you some of that, Kyle is way up my list of people that can do it. And I just kind of wonder if it didn't almost burn his tires off for the pride of it kind of thing to get back to the top. But I don't know, how many races have we been in a Discord with him only to hear him running like 3 stints on the original tires, and all the rest of us had changed tires 1 or 2 or 3 times by then, and he's still faster than we are. So, you know, maybe I'm just not thinking highly enough of him.
I think if you put 4 donut spares on the 27 car, he'd still be faster than most of the field.
I wonder if we can figure out how to do that. Give him the tires from, what is that, the V? The little car you guys play with all the time?
Oh, the Formula V.
Yeah, figure out how to stick Formula V tires on one of these Xfinity cars. Set him out there for a while and see what happens. And he's still running his nephew designed, just, you know, some crayon on paper, sexy Waltrip car. That's just, Kyle said he gave him the instructions to make the ugliest car that he could, and that was what he came up with. And man, I mean, clown car, really, I really like that.
And I hear over the radio that Gary Sargent, the 28, has blown his engine.
We saw him from the onboard shot there that Kyle went by, and it sure looked like it was barely moving. The laps click by quickly around here. We're already at lap 88. We've got from the little map in the top right corner, you can see Sarge hanging out there on the pit road. So I mean, he's gonna be a lot of laps down really quick if it even gets fixed before the race is over. But you see the 37 there that is coming around to the line at the bottom is got almost the full straightaway on the 47, and that is the leader. So they will be in lap traffic here real quick, and then things are going to get real awesome. We might even have another flip. If we could get, we had James Lawson in a 34 Legends car. I don't remember how many cars actually wrecked. Oh, Lawson's parked it too. I just went to find him in there. But just went and did these with 34, which these things are like Talladega for the 34 Legends. You just hammer it and just go. But somehow James got flipped up and around. It was just sitting up on the catch fence, sitting on the safer barrier, and the car could go nowhere. And so if we can pull that off tonight, I think that overall we've really done something.
Well, it'll be something that we have done for sure. And at some point while we were watching Klinkart in the 5 car, Skylar got back around Davey, and so did Kyle. So the order's now 47, 27, and 38.
Yep, and the 24 is getting underneath the 48 that has seen better days. Wile E. Coyote definitely got a hold of that thing and ripped the hood off, wrinkled the nose. Nodge is probably just kind of out cruising at this point, kind of regretting his decision to start the race tonight. We got Kyle underneath the 37 car of Willie Whitaker, who was involved in one of the crashes earlier. He might have actually been in 2 of them. We're already 4 in. Lap 96, nice. Hold the candle up for the 96 car. It's sitting in the hauler collecting dust. Not really. I took it out earlier and did some laps around here just to see how bad it was, because I heard some bad things about this. And it's just Bristol. It's choppy, and the car didn't like to turn, and you know, these are heavy cars. So it's just Bristol. I didn't see anything that was any different than anywhere else. It's just Bristol.
Gotta say though that for anything under a mile, I think Bristol is probably my favorite track on the circuit because of the high banking. Anything you can get to make these cars turn a little better, like some banking, it's definitely appreciated.
Oh yeah, yep. Some grip help. You know, they throw some PJ1 out here electronically. That'd be pretty cool. But we got we're at halfway already. We've got Skylar Carnes out front, running second, and working his way through the traffic is Kyle Sexy Walter Gretsch. We got the Piracini Pirouette doer, Matt, running in third. Davey Hendricks has dropped off to fourth. Dropped off. Fifth place, Terry Brooks. We got Marty Rogers in sixth. Got Al Corey in seventh. Got AJ Benish paddling away in eighth. We got John. I backed into a pole, but it's okay because I had a fast repair. Now my car looks better. Kreidler in ninth. Scott Kelly sitting behind him in 10th. Old Clinkart running around here in 11th. And we got our Australian donut man, John Campbell, in 12th. There's Nodge, pictured earlier with some of his car missing, in 13th. There's old Sticky Fingers running in 14th. And there is Willie Whitaker hanging out in 15th. Dixon is 16th. And then we got Sarge, who we know is waiting for a motor. And there's his, his pit crew's still sitting there kind of looking at each other, kind of hands up. They maybe should stop discussing whatever it is they're talking about and actually get to working on the car. Right on the back of Jacob Clinkart. And I will switch up here. I'll go back there, see what we're going to see out of the front of Kyle. Going to make some laps here. He's working through traffic. He'll work his way underneath the slider here. And with, oh boy.
Hang on to it. Hang on to it.
Oh, man. What a save. They don't call him Slider for nothing. Wow. That was amazing.
Save of the day that was.
That was as big a save as Goff's flip was awesome. That was good times. I'd rather be lucky than good anytime.
That was as big a save as Alex Goff's wasn't a save.
They're in the same neighborhood. They may not be adjoining houses, but they're definitely hanging out there in the same neighborhood. That was awesome.
It's like 668, neighbor of the beast.
Right on here with Davey. Still got his M&M's driver's suit on. Not sure why. You know what? I don't remember what he's driving. I thought it's a. He's got a. Yeah, he does. He's got a Nike
Air
car.
Jordan?
Yeah. Well, that's not going to work.
Well, that explains why he's so fast. It's just all that airtime.
That could be. And he's got that Steak and Shake on the back of his car. He's got something back there. Nope, that's just an Air Force logo. Yep. So I think that I have learned that this monitor is small enough. I should not trust what I'm looking at on it. He's working underneath Benson. We got Marty's working underneath Benson again here. There's something too. When things have gone bad, and Benson getting a sweet run off the top. So that's starting to work in here. You get past halfway, get some rubber all the way around the track, and get that top side working. Bristol's a hard place to dodge a wreck because there just isn't. There's just not room. There's not a lot of maneuverability room here because you kind of are sort of stuck where you're running to be able to run at speed. So when you got something going on, you're trying to stay out of the way of the leaders. It's really tough to do, to be fast enough that you're not like dangerously slow, but still be out of the way enough that they can get by you.
Very true. And it looks like Willie Whitaker in the 37, the Mid-South car, has come into the pits under green.
He is starting to work back up. Wonder if that's a fuel strategy. I wonder if he can go ahead and get it there. That'd be 84 laps. Here, I would think that's probably pretty doable.
Well, I'm seeing that he's 5 laps down, so it's 79 laps. That's much more doable.
Well, that's true. But if he can, if he can commit to it and he decided he's going to just stop and that's it, I mean, realistically, if and big if, we're gonna boom again. If we get green flag stops, I mean, losing 5 laps here under green flag stops is honestly probably about right.
Yeah, once you get all the way around the track, that does. I mean, with a 15-second lap, 16. What is the leaders at? 15-1, 15-2.
Right now, they've actually slowed down quite a bit. They're actually running like mid-16s.
Oh, you're right.
But yeah,
My bad.
best lap.
I looked at their
15-2.
qualify. I'm seeing 16-6. 16-6 for Kyle.
Yeah. Yep. They're 16-6. What I'm showing on them. But still on that, I mean, and have to go all the way around. Not doing the split pits. I mean, I didn't really think about that as far as trying to time somebody earlier. But I would definitely say, all said and told, at 35 miles an hour all the way around here, I would see 4 or 5 laps being about standard to get in here and change tires and fuel it up and get back out.
Yeah, looking at the speeds on the cars, kind of an average all the way around. You're 35 miles an hour. You're doing maybe a third. So probably somebody could get 3 green laps on you just without a stop, just doing a pass through.
And that's something else. You get that curve at the end of 3 and 4 to get back around. The timing lines there are a little goofy, and the real life version of this catches guys all the time, depending on if they're running too close to pit wall or too close out to the track, because those lines aren't straight across each spot. So you see people get caught for speeding there too. So a speeding penalty, if green flag, well, or even not, a penalty on pit road is almost a death sentence here.
Looks like the Ghost 42 of Jason Benson coming in for the pits. And I saw somebody else headed into.
Yep, so we're just going to kind of watch him here. It is, man, that's just such a slow trip around. And we're just watching on a wide shot here of everybody and their dog rolling by. And there goes Skyler again and Kyle, and they're fighting for the lead. So we're going to abandon that and kind of watch, see what these guys are up to. And looks like we're going to have to keep fighting this one out. But Kyle is there. He's right on the back bumper of Skyler. Actually, Skyler's got enough go that he's going to be able to kind of hold Kyle at bay, it looks like.
Oh, and Crutchley around. He tapped the wall.
Oh.
Fortunately, everybody got by him, though. No yellow. Good save.
And there is Kyle, and he missed the commitment box. And he is going to make his pit stop. So, yeah, we're on green flag pit stops. Here comes Piracini. So that cycles through. Al Corey is now running second to Skyler Carnes. I'm going to guess that Skyler's probably just going to stretch this tank for everything it's worth and come in as late as possible and take as little fuel as possible and get back out as quick as he can. If he's not taking them first few stops, I would assume that's where everybody else is kind of short pitting him a little.
Yep, I am not much of a strategist overall, but getting out as quick as you can sounds like solid strategy to me.
That's how I usually do it at Wendy's. Get in there and get some fries and get out as quick as possible so I can start chowing on them. Skyler is in. Clickhart is in. Terry Brooks rolls around being shown as the leader right now, and he is in one of them under a Afghan of cars. Rafter's still running second. I wonder if he's going to put that spoiler back on when he stops. Well, man, that sure looked close having that. Oh, man. That looked really close.
Well, if Al had a back end on that 45, it might have been closer than it was.
That's true. That's probably the only thing that actually saved him was the fact that
don't think that car is regulation length anymore.
Oh, nope, not at all. And I mean, he's got no rear spoiler, no trunk
It's
hood.
clearly underweight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's in the back, so without the rear downforce, he's actually able to turn better. So I mean, yeah, the thing kind of from that some angle sort of looks like a 84 Dodge Omni.
Clearly faster than an 84 Dodge Omni.
Well,
even the Shelby Omni.
I forgot that was a thing. And Marty with new tires is gone. Kyle probably put 2 on. He's gone. I think it's pretty safe to say tires are making a big difference. Skyler just ran a 1530. I got a couple of 1550s out of Clinkhart, Willie Whitaker, where the leader Terry Brooks running a 16.6 and Al Corey's running a 16.6. Kreidler was running a 17.1. So new tires are like a second a lap faster.
Here on the radio, the 99 of John Kreidler's coming in. Terry Brooks coming in.
Slider's down on the bottom. I wonder if he's going to try and come in with him too. It looked like that about got big for him when he tried to come in there too. He came in off of 4 and dropped down and kind of wobbled back up into the lane of traffic. And that guy in the 45 car is out here leading this thing as we're cycling through green flag pit stops. Clinkhart is going to come back around and get a lap back with no problem at all. And this being Rafter, me and you both know this. Rafter has been saving tires, he has been saving fuel, and he's probably got another 20 laps till he has to stop.
The real question for me is what's the calculus for the slower lap times versus being able to stay out longer?
That is way beyond my pay grade. I don't know for sure, but if in a second a lap, I'm assuming Rafter's looking for X, Y, or Z to come in, maybe spin getting in, spin getting off pit road. Have something come in that crashes somebody and gets him a caution so that way he can stop. That's going to be my working assumption of what it is he's looking for.
Oh, that is my hope every week.
Yeah, if you can make everybody else stop under caution or under green and you can stop under caution, that is a massive advantage. But I mean, as it is, you can see, everybody who's got tires is just so much faster.
We just heard on the driver radio, Al Corey in the 45. These tires are worn.
That's probably the understatement of the night. He's almost got 150 laps on him. I mean, granted, all said and told, 20 or so of them were probably under caution, but still, he's got half the race old tires. I don't see him. His last pit lap is showing lap 64. The only ones before that are Goff at 55, Lawson and McCuskey at 39 and 33. So, him and A.J. Benish, and Al Corey is in. A.J. Benish, little man in the boat there, that number 7, has not been in since lap 64, and he goes to the school of Al Rafter's how to save fuel and tires. So, he's on the same strategy, too.
And Al Corey is in the pits. Time for new tires.
Somebody just hit the wall or something blew up. Go back in here. We're going to watch lap 151, so there's 49 to go. Rafter's going to come in. He's going to have that invisible crew get out there and pick his car up, put some tires on it. He is not going to fix damage. He is not going to use his faster bear. He's going back out there with an illegal car. Tisk, tisk. Can't believe NASCAR didn't even put some tape on that note or that tail and put a spoiler on it. That cycles through A.J. Benish from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The summer shandy little man in the boatmobile circulating the track as the leader. we're going to switch over here to the tower so you can see Benish, Gretsch, and Carnes, attorneys at law, are the only ones that are not lapped. Piercini, Brooks, Rogers, and Hendricks are the only ones that are 1 lap down. Corey, fresh out of pit road, is 2 laps down, along with Klinkhart, Kelly, Kreidler's 3, Benson, Whitaker, Campbell, Crutchley are all 4. Sargent and Slider are both in the pits, and the remainder of the field is out. There's a word for this. Attrition. This is a race of attrition. Crash Fest was the only thing that wanted to pop into my head. AJ's up on the high side. Probably not for anything other than just the fact that he just doesn't have much left for his tires. Look at the cars around him. He's got 2 and 3, 4 laps on everybody. All said and told, I absolutely don't think that he's going to be able to stretch this to lap 200. But we're going to cheat and we're going to ride on board and see if we can hear that car getting shut off and he's clutching it going into the corners. Nope, it is running, so he's got it running the whole time that he's actually out there. I fully expect to hear that car ride, to be quite honest, because he's really good at doing that in a lot of tracks. But he's definitely out of it nice and early and coasting and saving as much fuel as possible. Bring up the old handy-dandy graphics here. He ran a 33-lap stint, then a 21-lap stint. He's working lap 95 of this stint. And you can see that from that, he has gained 8 spots. He's leading the race. And at some point, he's probably going to need to stop before the end of this. We do see Brooks ran 103. Kreidler ran 103. So doing half the race is doable. That's only 6 laps to go from here, so that's putting AJ 38 laps short. He just got himself passed by Carnes, though. Man, I don't know. And now he's getting actually passed, so I think it may be time to come in.
Well, and I think we're seeing some of the effects of what I was talking about with the tire calculus. His tires are older, and he is just no longer able to keep up with the rest of the pack.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. You're getting a second a lap, and I mean you're doing basically 4 laps a minute. It's not going to take very much time for those things to flip through, and everybody's going to be right back up on top of you. Piercini is 15 seconds back. He's just got around here to get his lap back. Brooks won't be too terribly far off. It's just a matter of time. But while it's all cycling out now and he's losing so much time, to me, I would think that it'd be probably a decent time to just go ahead and pit. Right on here with the leader, Skylar Carnes, as he's going to take Benson down a lap. Benson fighting in there on the outside. The outside definitely gets a good run. We'll have to end up talking to Skylar after this. We'll have to ask him why he is so committed to the bottom when a lot of the other cars were getting runs on the high side. I'm sure he has reasons. And, it's probably like, I'm good. Your reasons include I'm just real good, so I run the bottom. That's a thing.
Because I'm low enough, because I'm fast enough, and gosh darn, people like me.
that is the call of Skylar Carnes. Skylar, why are you so good at this? Get good, scrub. Not really. We're
Looks like AJ's finally coming in for some tires. I saw him down on the apron, headed for pit road.
Yep, he was finally
And that
showing
number 7 Summer Shandy Mobile. You're killing me every time you call him Little Man in the Boat.
Well,
Because I'm pretty sure that has an Urban Dictionary entry all of its own.
there's a little man in a boat on the side of the car, and now the little
There
man
is
in
a
the boat,
little man.
he's going to be out there
on the
just
car.
paddling him just every which way but loose. And yeah, there is paddling to be done, little man in the boat. So get to it, chop chop. Oh wait, AJ's crew's just kind of standing that guy. A lot of these crew guys must be doing something wrong. It seems like their elbow's wrong, and they got to keep like rubbing their right elbow with their left arm. But anyway, Summer Shandy Mobile is down and away. Got some fuel, got some tires. Got 25 laps left to go at old Bristol, and we're back to 3 people on the lead lap, and Matt Piracini is that close to not being included in that group.
I think that the pit crew members are actually talking about how wonderfully Blue Emu works on their elbow.
Oh yeah, definitely Blue Crew. There's just not a whole lot that works any better than that. It's not sticky. You don't stink. I use it a lot. I move a lot of furniture, and that makes you just be old and have nasty parts. I do the Blue Emu. I like it. But what we don't like is the interstate battery's getting closer and closer and closer to the rear deck lid of this 24. And Nodge, man, he is going to come up here and he's going to, I don't know what he's going to do. Well, maybe he's going to hit Marty. Like, Nodge got tired. Whoa, man, Carnes is so close. I mean, Carnes doesn't necessarily need to push it, but Terry Brooks there, if he gets around, that is to get him back on the lead lap. So Terry's back on the lead lap now, and he's going to get back around Piracini too. So that was a good lap there if you're in the 23. 24 maybe not so much, and now finally up on the high side, which like I say, Skylar kind of seems resistant to run up there, and I'm not real sure why, because right there, man, he blew past the 24 on the high side, and within another half lap, he's gone.
Yeah, my own experience with the high side here, particularly in these cars, and 37 in Mid-South looks like he's coming in back into pit road again. He's down on the apron. But my experience with the cars is that running the high side, that wall down the front straight just wants to jump out at you and destroy your whole night.
Yeah, well, and I just thought it was normal to bounce off the wall here because I do a fair amount of that.
Well, it's not so much the outside wall. It's when the outside wall and the inside wall decide to tag team you.
Well, that's true. Or you got a car on the inside, the tiniest of little movements, get you. It's
and you collect half the field on lap 7.
Yep.
I think we've seen that tonight.
Oh yeah. Yep. It's I mean it's just nature of the beast with Bristol. That's what sells tickets in real life to this place. People are going to touch. They're going to bump into each other. They're going to see it different. Everybody's going to have an opinion on it. I mean, the video doesn't lie that these cars don't have a static straight line that they drive in. So there's going to be a little wobble here and there. And I mean, it just is what it is. But at the bottom of it, you get a bunch of people that are all mad at each other and fighting and throwing water bottles and chucking helmets at cars and stuff, and that's why they pack Bristol all the time. Somebody just lost a motor. You heard a motor blow. I'm trying to watch to see if somebody's. I don't see anybody falling through the. That's weird. Still Dixon.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody slowing down.
Yeah, nobody's falling That's weird.
Maybe they're on backup rubber band power.
They got that the hatch, and they poured some Monster down in it, and the hamster is just going at it. We've got a Kyle here that is doing his best to try and track down that 47 car, but they're pretty much running pretty equal laps, so it's going to be a tough road to hoe there. Got Terry Brooks sitting in third, fresh back on the lead lap. Fresh tires and fuel will do that with 10 to go, so he's setting himself up pretty well. And there was somebody. Winkart looped it. Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! Take a look here. Just probably one thing. He's coming underneath Benson. He's trying to get underneath it anyway. He's getting run down on the low side. Benson just kind of. Oh, yeah, that happens. So yeah, when there's a car right up against the wall and you can't quite get all the way up to the wall, and you just bump in the left rear and it sends you spinning. We've definitely seen enough of that today too.
For sure, when you're running not on the bottom and that wall wants to jump out at you, and there's somebody in that occupying that space when that chair is occupied, it's a little awkward when you try and sit down in the same spot.
Yeah, not everybody likes people in their lap, that's for sure. So we are going to get Piercini. We'll be able to just roll back around and get back on the lead lap. Skyler's coming. I mean, there's no reason not to, but Skyler's coming. Kyle's coming. I would assume Brooks is coming. Piercini should be coming down. Al Corey is the next one showing one lap down, so I'm going to assume he will be our lucky dog. So there'll be 5 cars on the lead lap, and there again, I would also go ahead and send myself out. Or was Piercini? Piercini may have been our lucky dog. I don't remember now, because I do remember him losing his spot to Terry, and then I believe that he lost his lap. So yeah, I bet Piercini was our. Yep, now he's hitting the pits. So that may be all we got. We're gonna have a fearsome foursome here up at the front, and we're gonna send these things back out with cars hanging out. The 45 is going to be sitting up at the front of the field as Rafter, so he's going to be a wave around. No reason not to. I mean, you're going to have a handful of laps left. I mean, it's what it is there. I mean, you stopped, you got fuel. Davey Hendricks is going to be a wave around. Looks like AJ is going to be able to wave around. 37 will be able to wave around too, and he is showing Willie, who's running back there in 15th. So we're going to have some wave arounds, and so that'll put more along the lines of, oh, that's still showing AJ a lap down, even being up in front too. So, well, we're going to have a half dozen cars, but rest assured, we've got green-white checkers to burn, and at Bristol, we're probably going to burn them. Caution, I'm going to do what I've been doing. Oh.
I had the volume turned down just a little too much, but it's, if I heard correctly, I think AJ coming in for tires said he was down to 15% on one tire.
I wonder if he did not take any tires on his last trip then.
And John Grutchley in the 48 car with the traditional going on leader. Second gear, gentlemen.
And it is green.
And away we go.
Skyler. Wow. What an exit. He's got probably 15 car lengths on Kyle. That was impressive. Yeah, Skyler is going to be full send. I mean, you got new tires. I mean, this is just qualifying laps. And the 47 and 27 were the front row. So, I mean, this absolutely tracks. that everything we're seeing is exactly what you'd expect to see. The 3 fastest cars on the track are just going to be just that. Piracini's falling back. So's Corey. They don't have tires. And Skyler's got this. I mean, realistically, unless we get something really quick, we're going to have Skyler walking away with victory at Bristol. Well, that was, man, I don't want to say a clinic. I don't want to say a butt kicking, but that was a very, very strong showing by our resident part-timer, Skyler Carnes, who comes out of his cave to wreak havoc at Bristol.
Kyle parking his box in reverse.
Yeah, shoot, might as well. So here are our race results. We got Skyler Carnes over Kyler Gretsch. Got Terry Brooks finishing third. Matt Piracini and Al Corey in fifth. Got Davey Hendricks, our points leader, in sixth. AJ Benish paddled that boat to a seventh place finish. And one of my favorite things, car number 7, finishing seventh. Marty Rogers in eighth. John Kreidler, the 99, finishes ninth. I'll allow that. Scott Kelly in 10th. Got Jacob Klinkhardt in 11th. The Nodge, John Crutchley, finishing 12th. John Campbell in 13th. Jason Benson 14th. Willie Whitaker in 15th. Alan Dixon going to run out 16th. Sarge 17th. Alex Goff runs 18th. And we should have gave him some bonus points just for style, if nothing else. Because, I mean, that was pretty awesome.
And we have a request. Can we see the last restart from the leaders?
The last restart from the leaders. As in on board with them?
Not specific. Probably just the last restart. Maybe from the second row? Or from Blimp Camp, perhaps.
Here is just the leaders for that last restart, which that was what we were showing. But yeah, that was it. I mean, it was Skyler left.
Just caught them all sleeping, he says.
Yeah, pretty much. So Roy Hyde, who's one of our ARCA guys, he pointed out something. If the cars are sitting there idle on pit road, they'll blow the motor. So that's probably where we got. So I'm going to hop over here into the podium finishers and talk to these guys. John, I appreciate it. And we'll catch you all in the next one here, man.
Hopefully we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, sir.
It's like, I'll just pit now.
Well, you should have pit now. You guys all should have pit more. Something, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about. That was a pretty wild race, you guys.
Heck yeah.
So we drag Skyler back out from the nether world, and he comes in and decides that Davey isn't the only one going to win a race this season, so I guess thanks for that. But we go from one domination race to another. I guess you've still been practicing, huh?
Oh, Bristol, I just know inside and out. I'd sit and practice it maybe once a month in all cars.
Is there any truth to the rumor that I started during this broadcast that you sneak in there and walk the track because you live very close to it?
I mean, I've been going to watch races there for 20 years. Possibly, I have no idea.
Blame it on sleepwalking.
Yeah, that's it. That is definitely it. Sleepwalking all the way around the track, knowing the ins and outs of 1 and 2, 3, 4. Surprisingly, I thought, the top lane was going to be coming in, and no, it was a bottom lane dominant night. Like, that was insane to see in the Xfinity, because in the Cup car, the top lane at least did something.
Well, that's weird because we had seen some of the cars were kind of running like mid, kind of like running lane 2 instead all the way up top on lane 3. And I wondered if that didn't have something to do with it. And if I cut my mic real quick, I've got a weather alert box. It's about 4 feet in front of me here, and it's loud when it goes off, and we're just about to get a cell that's going to slam into us. So anyway, that's why I could actually ask that during the broadcast was to make a point of asking you why staying low seemed to be so dominant for you, because even like trying to lap Benson was one of the times I noticed you get down low, and from middle off he was actually pacing you, if not actually maybe a little faster than you, where it took a couple laps. And then I don't remember off the top of my head who you were trying to pass now, but you switched and kind of got out into like lane 2.5, maybe up to 3, and just bulldozed right past him. And I wondered why you hadn't switched to the high side sooner.
Well, I was trying to save for the long run. That's my mindset now. It's just to conserve tires and save for the long run. The low lane is what's going to do that. So when I'm getting around lappers, I'm not going to try to burn up my tires using the fast lane to get around. Whenever I knew Kyle was behind me and he was charging fast, I had to save him as much as I could so that whenever he got up to me, that I would have enough to fight and hold him off and try to get him to run the top lane and just battle him on the bottom to where he would burn him up. So that's the main thing. The top lane is the fastest lane, but it will eat up your tires. Johnny actually taught me that one when we ran Xfinity, I think, one year. Or I can't remember, but Johnny was telling me about that because I think it was like after one stint caution came out, Johnny ran the bottom and I was pulling away from him using the top, and then all of a sudden mid run here he comes and he blows by me because he stayed on the bottom saving.
Okay, well, I'll follow that one, and we'll call that good, just so I don't get anybody cut off here. So I just this one kind of looks like we may be a power loser here. I'm going to jump off here with second. Kyle, we showed your gloves after that first spin. Did you take those off?
No.
You left them on.
I'm surprised that I spun. I went in way easier than I was expecting to just have a problem with, and I just went in, the car got loose. This caught me off guard. But yeah, fireproof gloves, they're very hot. And yeah, whatever Chris Buescher sweater in those gloves are now soaked with my sweat as well. So
So they're worth twice as much then. So you need to autograph them and put them on the Dale Jr. thing where everybody's signing them and auctioning them off.
It is now sexy Walter Romance.
I think that's it. So yeah, just don't take anything I said at the beginning after you spun for anything then, because I was trying to implore you to take those off because I figured that like some sort of difference in the feel of the wheel or something was going to have you all thrown off. But overall, I mean, it seemed like you could get up and around traffic. You could kind of close in on people. That last run, I mean, there just was nothing happening there trying to catch Skyler. But you were pacing him. You were keeping pace with him. Just wasn't able to really move anything out with him.
yeah, one of the big things I think is I'm a little bit careful sometimes around people. I've made a couple mistakes where I've become very timid around certain situations, and I'm just trying to really just say screw it, just go for it. I had a couple of races I've done outside of this league where I've just thrown caution to the wind, not to do something stupid and aggressive, but just like if there's an opportunity, I'm gonna go for it. I went from like 26th to like 5th in the next gen race at Darlington, going too wide
Yeah, being a tenth slower seemed to do a really good job of just stacking up the entire field. Kyle, I thank you for stopping in. Good second place finish. That will definitely help points. And we're going to grab Terry Brooks and bring him up here. So, podium finish, that's not too bad, man.
No, we had a real good night. Needed the caution come out. Later tire strategy was working out. I don't know that I would have called them, but we were going to try.
Once you got the new tires on, you looked like Superman, Batman, and Aquaman all had a kid. I mean, that car was hauling the mail around everywhere.
Yes, sir. Well, the first couple runs I was trying to save tires. I messed up, when we restarted. Kyle didn't take tires, and I went in hotter than I should have, with just knowing we didn't have tires. And when I hit the brakes and spun, that put us behind 8 balls. It was a while to get back up.
Yep, and there's not a whole lot of time to waste with Bristol either. The laps go by quick.
Yes, they do. But just trying to run the bottom, stay clean. Car was really good. I just got to find probably another 2 tenths to be able to catch these other 2.
Yeah, that was man, I really was kind of hoping to speak it into existence, and it did. We had green flag pit stops.
And with the single pit road, that is very interesting at Bristol.
How many laps did you lose when you came in for a pit stop?
I only lost 1. It's hard to say because I'd stayed out beyond Skylar and Kyle to lead some laps just to get points there. And so when I pitted, I just had to catch them. So I'm not real sure.
Yeah, you're actually sort of settling a bet that Cooper and I had. We were thinking a 35-mile-an-hour pit road speed, and the cars are doing 100-ish on average. We thought you might lose on a green flag pit stop. It would be pretty easy to lose 3 laps just driving around at 35.
That would be a really good guess. That's probably where I would figure. It's about 3 laps that you would go down.
I actually thought it was just 2 because by the time you get to your box now, because we were averaging about 16-second lap times, so about the time you get in and out of your box, it's about 2.5, 3.
Okay, well, and as usual, my math was a little off. I was thinking 3 to 4, so that's good to know. So I've got rumbling in here just so we don't cut off without. Congratulations to our top 3. We had a pretty good no-toad night, and we'll cut you guys loose from the broadcast and stay and chat it up. But we're gonna break the broadcast and get us off the air, and I appreciate it. And we will see you guys next week. Thanks.
Thank you. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Good job, buddy. You run right there.